From TikTok fame to tragedy, a horror movie turns into reality, and a first date that was the last. This is the story of Rylee Goodrich and Anthony Barajas. Two teenage influencers went on a first date, never to return. Rylee Goodrich, a budding entrepreneur, and Anthony Barajas, an aspiring social media influencer, met on the 4th of July 2021. An enchanting night out for two people, cut short by an unthinkable twist of fate. After a lot of texting and flirting, they agreed to meet up. Rylee was incredibly excited when Anthony asked her out. With nearly 1 million followers on TikTok, he was a bit of a celebrity. They agreed to go see a movie. Unfortunately, just as their first date came to a close on a fateful night of July 26, 2021, they were senselessly gunned down and robbed. Was it fame? A mugging gone wrong? Or something else entirely? The truth is even more disturbing than you think. In today's video, we will discuss the tragic and disturbing deaths of Rylee Goodrich and Anthony Barajas. Join us as we unravel the details of this chilling horror movie on the big screen. Rylee Erica Goodrich was born on September 9, 2002. She was quite successful from an early age. Her dad, Dave Goodrich, recalls how loving and protective she was towards her little sister Kira, despite their 7-year age gap. Her mother, Danielle Goodrich, always encouraged Rylee to be her best self. A resident of Corona, California, she attended Corona High School. She demonstrated her athleticism as a member of the track and field team, the cheerleading squad, and the school's volleyball team. Rylee often went riding at Anaheim Hills Stables with her father and sister. She was headstrong about excelling at horse riding and jumping horses. Once, she was thrown off a horse and broke her collarbone. She put on a brave face and didn't even tell her father because she didn't want to worry him. Rylee was incredibly intelligent. She managed to gain a scholarship at Grand Canyon University's STEM program. Pursuing marketing, Rylee was an inspiring entrepreneur as she launched her own business in 2021, Lashed by Rye. Friends and loved ones described her as an incredibly bubbly person. In April of 2021, she lost both her grandparents, which greatly impacted her life. She typed out a heartfelt tribute to them both on Instagram. Rylee's motto was to take the pain and turn it into one's strength. In one of her Instagram posts, Rylee shared a photo taken on the day of her graduation in June 2020. She captioned it, "To the graduating class of 2020, we've been through fires, pandemics, protests, deaths, and the loss of our senior year. All I can say is we all experience some things no other graduating class will. I love you all." She was a positive soul, and it's clear that this girl could face anything. Home for summer break, 18-year-old Rylee met 19-year-old influencer Anthony Barajas. Born on August 10, 2001 to parents Brian and Catherine Barajas, Anthony was the proud brother of two sisters, Jade and Julia. Football was a passion for their family, and Anthony played soccer during his time at Mater Dei High School in Santa Ana, Orange County, California. He distinguished himself during his senior season in 2018 through 2019 by earning the team's Most Valuable Player award and All-County honor. After graduating with honors in 2019, Anthony shifted his focus to his growing TikTok account. As It's Anthony Michael, he entertained his nearly 1 million followers with lip-syncing videos, song performances, and other fun content that ultimately led to modeling contracts. Along with 41,000 Instagram followers, Anthony modeled for a bathing suit company and was on the rise in the world of social media. When he met the resourceful Rylee Goodrich, the two seemed smitten. As per Rylee's father, Dave Goodrich, he struggled with the idea of a TikToker as a boyfriend for his baby girl. But after encouragement from Rylee's mother, he saw things differently. Anthony was extremely respectful and decent towards Rylee, and after a vacation in Hawaii, he returned with presents for her family. The day he brought the presents over, Rylee could not stop smiling. It was the nicest thing a young man could do, Dave Goodrich thought. Anthony was recovering from a bad breakup, but it seemed like he was ready to move on with Rylee. He had been extremely cautious about relationships and dating until he met her. She seemed like someone he could trust. On July 19, 2021, Anthony's mother, Catherine, posted on Instagram about how they were enjoying their vacation. Little did she know, it would be the last time the family would be all together. She often posted as #Forever5 on Instagram, symbolizing the 5 members of Anthony's family. They were a close-knit family and did everything together. Anthony frequently visited beaches and loved to go fishing with his father. All in all, it was a typical California family. On July 23, 2021, he posted a TikTok video enjoying his vacation time with his family. This was his last TikTok video ever. After returning from his vacation, he mustered up the courage to ask Rylee out, and naturally, she accepted the invitation. Both were overjoyed to go on their first date, which would turn out to be the evening of July 26, 2021. That night, Rylee got dressed up, put on her makeup, and got ready to meet Anthony. Anthony took her to her favorite restaurant to eat first, and she seemed to be enjoying herself. The couple then proceeded to go to Regal Edwards Corona Crossings movie theater to watch the newly released movie called The Forever Purge. Now, those of you not familiar with the franchise should know, it's a movie depicting that all crime is legal for 12 hours in the United States for one night. Rylee texted her mother that she didn't like the movie and that it was boring and stupid, but her mother knew she was happy to be with Anthony. Both families could never fathom what would happen next. That night, there were only 6 people in that theater showing, including Rylee and Anthony. The other group of 4 friends were seated somewhere in the theater, but Rylee and Anthony didn't take much notice of it. Around 9:35 p.m., after the show was over, employees were cleaning up the theater when they discovered something shocking. The young couple had been shot mercilessly, execution style. Rylee had been shot in the head from behind and had died instantly. Anthony appeared to still be alive despite his gruesome gunshot wounds. Emergency services were immediately called to the scene, and Anthony was rushed to Riverside Community Hospital. Once at the hospital, doctors found several projectiles lodged in his brain. The theater was evacuated as officials suspected an active shooter was on the premises. The movie had a lot of gunfire and loud screaming. Any sounds or calls for help might have gotten lost in the noise. Police initially suspected a murder-suicide. However, no weapon was recovered at the scene of the crime, so that possibility was ruled out. Surprisingly, the surveillance cameras in the theater were not recording at all, which begs the question, who did this to Rylee and Anthony? No metal detectors, no security footage. It would have been a dead end had the police not gone through who purchased the other 4 movie tickets. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Anthony was fighting for his life while hooked up to life support systems. Unfortunately, his condition appeared increasingly grim, making it unlikely that he would survive. Since the 4 individuals who purchased tickets to the movie screening with Rylee and Anthony did so online, the police were able to obtain their names and addresses. Officers checked to see if this case was related to any gang-related deaths in the area, but that wasn't so. Police interrogated the witnesses, and they gave up some vital information. One of their friends had been acting strange during the movie. They stated 20-year-old Joseph Jimenez started talking to himself in the middle of the movie. He briefly left the theater and then returned to his seat. His friends became wary of his erratic behavior, and things quickly escalated when they realized he was carrying a gun. His friends got up and left the theater, afraid that he was armed and unstable. Joseph Jimenez was apprehended at his apartment on July 27, 2021, the following day of the shooting. Police found a weapon that matched the caliber of the murder weapon in his residence. Upon interrogation, police discovered that Joseph had indeed shot and killed Rylee and the budding social media star. According to witnesses, which included 2 of his friends, he ran out shortly after firing the shots and sped away in his vehicle before the bodies could be discovered. Jimenez was held at Riverside Presley Detention Center on a $2 million bail. During his hearing at Riverside Hall of Justice, he remained silent and did not try to defend himself or plead guilty. He would go on to claim that he hadn't gone to the movies with the intention of killing anyone, But the voices in his head told him he had to do it or else his friends and family would be killed. As he left court, he was confronted by Rylee's father David, who, shaking with anger, lost his composure in court and yelled at Joseph.
Hey, look at me, bro. Look at me. Look at me.
Tense moments in a Riverside courtroom when a father confronts the suspect accused of killing his daughter in a movie theater shooting.
David Goodrich also expressed outrage that the theater did not have metal detectors. Joseph expressed that he was completely clueless about his actions that night. He attributed the killing to his state of psychosis. Joseph Jimenez revealed that he had been diagnosed with schizophrenia 8 months before the shooting and had run out of his medicine before his prescription could be refilled. This caused the voices in his head to become powerful and threatening. He had left the theater in the middle of the movie and gone to his car to get his weapon, which he had gotten from a website called OfferUp. He stated the voices in his head gave him no other choice. If this was the case, why did he steal Rylee's wallet? It seemed he took the time to do so before running out and driving away. Anthony Barajas succumbed to his injuries. 10 days shy of his 20th birthday, he was wheeled through the hospital on an honor walk as he would donate his organs after being unplugged from the machines. His family held hands with him for the last time. Joseph Jimenez was added to 2 counts of first-degree murder as he awaited trial. In September 2022, psychiatrists reported him to be mentally unfit for trial. He pled not guilty by reason of insanity. Anthony and Rylee's funerals were covered by the funds raised through the GoFundMe pages set up by their families. Furthermore, the Barajas family established the Anthony Barajas Foundation to support and aid others in memory of their son. On August 7, 2021, a private funeral service was held for Anthony Barajas, with only his family and close friends in attendance. The service took place at the Church of the Holy Family in Laverne, California, which is his hometown. A private funeral service for Rylee Goodrich was held on July 31, 2021, at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Kaysville, Utah. On that ill-fated night of July 26th, Rylee was fatally shot in the back of her head, leaving her with no chance to defend herself. There is a high probability that she didn't see her assailant or comprehend the gravity of the situation until it was too late. Anthony most likely saw him, but was taken by surprise and did not defend himself either. Anthony never went fishing with his father again. Rylee never made it home to tell her mom and dad about the date she had. Their killer may be behind bars, but you'll be surprised to learn how people can evade the American justice system. That's it for today's story. Until our next True Crime Brew, thanks for sipping and sleuthing with us. What were your thoughts on this case? Let us know below.